What's going on, buddies? Unfiltered Wrestling, and we're checking out Monday Night Raw, the Christmas edition. Surprisingly, they didn't really do many Christmassy things. Hey, I'm not mad at it though. Christmas specials usually are cringeworthy in the world of WWE. So I'll take them not having it. I'll be alright with that. And it started off with Kevin Owens. Hey. Any WWE or any wrestling show that starts off or ends with Kevin Owens could be pretty good. Like we're setting a good stage. He comes out, talks his normal junk about AOP, about Seth Rollins. Interrupted by Mojo Rawley. Because last week, Mojo, it did make sense. It wasn't completely random. It felt random because a week ago feels, I just forget everything. But there was a reason. Because last week, Kevin Owens kind of beat the hell out of Mojo with Rey Mysterio's little metal pipe thing. So they have a no DQ match set up for the night. And just, it wasn't a unique back and forth on the mic. Nothing like that. But Mojo's always been really good on the mic. He just is. He's good on the mic. He's probably the most underappreciated mic worker in the world of professional wrestling. Not saying he's the best one. I'm saying he's the least appreciated because he's actually good at it. If you haven't seen his Instagram, Twitter, I think, is another one he posted some of those on. Some of his little video feeds he's had last year. He's great. He's really good. And he speaks like a person. I think that's my main thing I like about Mojo when he speaks. He sounds like a human being. Shocking, right? But yeah, this was okay. Nice little back and forth. Nothing special. They didn't give him any great material to work with here, but the delivery was perfect. And of course, Kevin Owens. We don't need to talk about Kevin Owens on the mic. We all know he's A+ on the mic. They have a nice little no DQ match. It was good. Table spot, stunner. It was okay. It was an actual match. It wasn't a squash. Or at least not too much of a squash. It was good. Mojo looked like a good, solid heel. Surprising, right? You give a good mic worker a little time, and hey, lo and behold, you have a pretty good match. Like, damn, man. I just hate when they let talent just sit there and rot. He's been rotting for years. His name still sucks, though. Mojo Rawley, terrible name. Oh, gosh. Next up, we get into the... Oh, wait. Let me go into the aftermath. Aftermath. Kevin Owens, first of all, has like a cut on his hand. I believe it's his hand or his nose. Something where he's got blood all over his hand. And he wipes it like goddamn football war paint. Crazy. And calls out Seth Rollins, the AOP, and said he's made a career of making bad decisions, so it's not going to stop him from making another one. He's not leaving the ring till they come out and kick his ass. And guess what they did? Yeah, they came out and they kicked his ass. There we go. Hey, I like it, man. I like it. Seth Rollins and the AOP are perfect together, and Kevin Owens is a perfect anti-hero against them. So it works beautifully. And then we had the 24/7 title. I guess someone reminded Vince that that's a thing again. So that's back. And R-Truth is walking down New York looking for the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson tree. Obviously talking about the Rockefeller Center tree. Oh gosh, R-Truth is great, but this was rough. Even for him, these were all stretches and reaches. It kind of made you just want to hide behind something. Tozawa rolls him up and wins. That's how every single one of these damn 24/7 champions are crowned, by roll-up. Just name it the 24/7 roll-up champion. He wins, runs off. Who cares? I will say at least it's interesting that it's Tozawa, but it doesn't have the same vibe as the hardcore title. I know that's what they're going for. We've all known from the get-go that's what their goal and plan was for that 24/7 belt, is to replicate a PG version of the hardcore title from back in the day. But it's just not the same. It's not the same. If I can't see someone get hit with a trash can or run into a door as someone swings it open at the same time, just something, just be creative. Roll up after roll up, that's not it. That's not going to do it. Next up, we had Lashley versus Cedric Alexander. It was okay. It was alright. I'm glad to see Cedric back. It feels like it's been quite a while since I've seen him. So that was refreshing, but I don't know, man. This Lashley Lana stuff, I need to wrap up and just close, because this I don't like it. Especially when we know Lana is actually still with Rusev. It's hard to get invested in it, and it's taking too much of the TV time, too much of my time, too much of your time watching this. Like, let's get to the point, please. Lashley beat Cedric Alexander. Shocking. And there was the finale, though. Cedric was going to do his big move. Lana interrupts and tells him, hey, we have a wedding next week, and you're invited. Everyone's invited. We're invited. Yay. And she wants Lashley to look his best. So no kicks, no punches, and wants the rest of the match to be wrestled Greco-Roman style, like amateur wrestling. I guess he kind of agreed, but then it didn't happen. He still kicked him in the face and all other stuff. I don't know. It was a whole bunch of weird shit. Cedric still lost. And Lana, man, I don't know if it's the makeup being caked on or what. Ever since her and Rusev left and then came back, even before the Lashley stuff, her makeup scheme is not working at all. Like, when they zoom in and you look around her eyes and mouth, she looks like a goddamn zombie. Like, she looks like a corpse. She looks like she's been dead for days. I don't know what's going on, but her skin looks terrible. Around her eyes especially. It looks awful. So hopefully they can get someone to work that out, because it's not good. Maybe because she's a heel. Maybe they want her not to look as attractive. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying it's kind of noticeable. She looks like she's been face down in a creek for a few days. Just got found. Ugh. Looks rough. Then we got Drew McIntyre versus Zack Ryder. And what is the beginning of what was the theme of the night? Squash matches. Yeah. Merry fucking Christmas to all of us. Drew beat Zack Ryder, obviously. Squash. Who cares about Kurt Hawkins being outside the ring? No one cared. He played very little. He played basically no part. But then Drew kicks his ass also afterwards. And as they're both laying there, he cuts a very strange, because he's actually good on the mic. He's not great, but he's pretty good on the mic. But he needed a minute to catch his breath. Like, really. He was exhausted during this promo. He was, It just, the whole flow was trash. Like, he should have just waited just 20 seconds. Catch your breath, big man. Just a little. Because he couldn't get one or two words out without having to take a deep inhale. And it made it sound terrible. And he had a couple jokes mixed in there that, with his heavy breathing, fell completely dead and flat. It was kind of cringeworthy. And then what was supposed to be the big moment of the promo was him saying, 2020 will be the year of Drew McIntyre. Oh, really? Is that right? Says the man that was here a decade ago. Vince McMahon said this was the year of Drew McIntyre back in what? 2011, 2012? Some shit like that. Wasn't then. When you came back, you said it was your turn then? Wasn't then? I don't know. I'll believe it when I see it. I hope it is. I think he's Sheamus 2.0. But I'll believe it when I see it. Speaking of dead and cringeworthy, that crowd. I think this was pre-recorded. I'm not 100% sure, but I heard that this might be pre-recorded. I don't know why. Something in my brain tells me this was pre-recorded. They dubbed in audio here, like crowd sound effects, and it was terrible. Like awful dubbed in sound effects. Man, just don't do that. Even the quiet parts, you hear little mumblings of the crowd, which you could tell just weren't real. Awful. Don't. Just don't. If it's a dead crowd, let it be a dead crowd. Don't mix in audio. It sounds bad. It just does. And it's so clear and obvious to your ear. It was like all night. Especially like, oh man. Anytime the 24/7 stuff was happening, which happened, I think they had 3 different segments. In each one, the dubbed in laughter and dubbed in applause was horrible. It was it was really bad. It was horrible. All right. After that, we got Becky Lynch. Cuts a promo how much she wants to fight Asuka and how it's time. Because Asuka apparently is the only person to beat the man clean. Which, maybe if she's talking about the man character, cool. Then yeah, I agree. I think that's true. But if we're just talking about Becky Lynch, no, Becky Lynch has lost a ton before she became the man. She was a mid-card or lower of the women's divisions. She lost all the time. Like, a lot. So, so hopefully, I'm guessing she just means the character of the man. Because in that case, yeah, Asuka's the only one that I can remember that beat her clean. Definitely at Royal Rumble last year, for sure. Asuka and the Kabuki Warriors come out. Asuka and Kairi Sane. And damn, I love the way they look now. With their special music. I like it. They look way better now. Way better. Kairi Sane especially, without that pirate bullshit. She looks way better. And Asuka with the green goo coming out of each hole in her face. Weird way of putting it, but yes. Looks great. And I like that she speaks Japanese 90% of her promos, since she's not great on English, and she's a heel. It just feels right. It's the right thing to do. And the only thing I could really make out in English was Asuka 2 belts. There we go. And Becky, it had a flat ending though, because Becky said, "Oh, Asuka 2 belts? You just name when and where." Asuka didn't say anything back. She didn't name a win or where. Becky's music hit, and that was it. Yeah, I was looking around like, am I the only one who noticed that nothing ended there? Like, we just left? It's like having a question, and then this music plays. No answer. Nothing. That was it. I don't know, man. Wrestling's weird. They're weird. All she had to just have Asuka say Royal Rumble. That's it. Whatever. Continuing the theme of the night with Aleister Black versus a local talent squash match. Quick, easy, to the point. And as he's walking the ramp, Buddy Murphy's music hits. They pass each other. Nice little stare down. So clearly this feud is continuing. Buddy Murphy versus local talent squash match. There we go. It's just what we're doing right now. And then Buddy Murphy, or Aleister Black, walks back down to the ring. And then, I don't know why they had him do this, but attempted to shake the hand of Buddy Murphy, which, again, I'm not sure why you do that. I'm not sure if that's Aleister Black's in his character, really, but fine. He went to shake his hand. Buddy just walked by him. Aleister kicked him in the face. Black mass. And then sat his ass down right there in the ring. Indian style. I guess we're clearly getting this match one more time, and I'm glad. It was good. It needs it, and it makes it feel like Aleister Black's first actual feud, because we're doing it twice, if you know what I mean. So that's good. We're at least finally taking one step, not a big step, but a step forward with Aleister Black. It's about goddamn time. Next up, Ricochet versus Tony Nese in what was basically a squash match. That really hurt the show. Like, not this match. Who gives a shit? But just overall, there were a lot of squash matches in this. Speaking of that, we had Charlotte versus Chelsea Green. This wasn't a complete squash, but it wasn't a complete match either. And I like Chelsea Green. She has that, hot mess, crazy bitch gimmick that she brought over from TNA. I think she's like actually married to Zack Ryder. Intriguing. I don't even know if she needs to go to NXT. Like, she hasn't been on NXT TV as far as I know. So, why don't I just bring her up? We need a huge infusion of talent on the main roster. And Chelsea Green is not a whole hell of a lot NXT can teach her. But if they want to put her on NXT, fine. But bring up some of the NXT women. The women's divisions are dead on the main roster. Please give me some new life, some new blood. But yeah, Charlotte makes Chelsea Green tap out, of course. Figure 8. Not a shocker. And also not really a shocker, Santa Claus won the 24/7 title. Yeah, not surprising. It's WWE. If there's a hardcore belt or a 24/7 belt, and it's the Christmas episode, you can almost put money on a Santa Claus or elf character walking out with it. At least once. Then we got the OC versus the Viking Warriors and Randy Orton, which I'm not a big fan of them mismatching and putting Orton with random teams just to face the OC, just to make it 3-on-3. Not a huge fan of that. I prefer just an Orton versus OC storyline, but whatever. It was alright. The match was pretty good, but they were just going through the motions. It's the Raw motions, so it's just how wrestling is nowadays in WWE. 95% of their matches on television are just going through motions. It's the same formula. All that matters, you might as well just fast forward to the finale of the match. That's it. That is it. And just maybe something special might happen in the end. Someone might interfere, something. But the actual matches themselves, the quality of them, formula. It's just a copy and paste formula every match. But yeah, Styles wins. He pins Randy Orton, which is very surprising because Orton doesn't get pinned often. If you notice in his career, that man does not get pinned often on Raws or SmackDowns. But yeah, the story of the match is when he landed weird and hurt his knee. Orton hurt his knee, and that's how he lost. The knee came into play. He ate a phenomenal forearm. 1, 2, 3. Kind of surprising. Next up, continuing the theme of the night. Eric Rowan versus local talent. And this particular local jobber had 5 candy canes up his ass and reached back and gave one to Eric Rowan. Eric Rowan took it for some reason. I wouldn't. Hey, look, you give any grown man gives me anything from his ass, I don't want it. Especially something that I'm supposed to eat. Get the fuck away from me. But Eric Rowan took it. And then the jobber goes outside the ring for some reason. Pulls the other candy canes from his ass. And then has the audacity to point to his Eric Rowan's, like, oh, candy canes for your creature, like, to his little box thing. For what? Just go in here and put him in there, man. Like, of course, he got his ass kicked. We've seen this a lot. Next up, Rusev versus No Way Jose. But it's like they're both faces, right? I think they are. Huh. Strange. They don't usually do face versus face. But it's what we got. And it continued the theme of the night. Because it was a squash match. Rusev beats No Way Jose very easily. And afterwards, he dances in the conga line. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not sure. Like, I guess at the moment I shouldn't be taking Rusev too seriously, so I'm okay with it. I guess I'm okay with it. Because he's not a serious character right now. He just got out of a divorce. Chicks are kissing him on the cheeks. Actually, look, fuck that. If I'm Rusev, I'm going to need you to have those conga line, No Way Jose bitches kiss me on the mouth. This got to be a makeout session with multiple women to make up for Lashley and everything he gets to do with Lana. I'm serious. Like, we got to make this even. Something. And it just make the fans get behind Rusev more. That, oh yeah, there we go. Rusev, forget Lana. Do your thing, big man. Instead he gets kisses on the cheeks and he's fucking cha-chaing about it. While she's porking Bobby Lashley. For weeks we've seen it. Full-blown makeouts. Hands all on her ass. Come on, man. And then the main event. First time ever, too. Seth Rollins versus Rey Mysterio. I don't even think that match has happened before Rollins was signed in the company. Their paths just, I don't think, ever crossed. So, it's kind of a big deal for the U.S. title. We all knew this wasn't going to have a finish. And it didn't. Disqualification, obviously. AOP interfered, attacked Rey Mysterio when he was about to hit. He hit the 619, but when he was about to do his little frog splash, they beat him up. Beat him up pretty good. Who cares? They drug him away by the arms up the ramp, kind of like they did to Kevin Owens a few weeks ago. So that was cool. And they turned and they drug him to the announce table. Michael Cole and was it Michael Cole? Whoever. The other announce team members got the hell out of there. Samoa Joe, who's been great on commentary, by the way. Frankly, I know he's coming back soon, and this angle proves he's probably coming back very, very, very soon. But I wouldn't mind if he stayed on commentary. If he wants to wrestle also, come on now, can we work a way around that where he can do both? Because the commentary team's really going to miss him when he's gone, because he is very good at it. But yeah, when they drug Mysterio's body over to the announce table, the other two commentators got the hell out of there. Samoa Joe just sat there and looked at him. And you could hear him mumble just barely. You could just barely hear him as they were standing in, like, yelling at Samoan to get the hell out of there. Samoa Joe, you could hear him just mumbling, sitting at the table, relaxing like this, and like, no, this is where I sit. This is where I get paid to commentate. I sit here and I commentate. And then they talked more shit. And they threw some shit off. They ripped open the announce table, and they told you hear him say, "Move, move," and they launched Rey Mysterio through the Christmas tree gifts and shit. They no longer cared about Rey. And Samoa Joe said, well, great line. He's like, "You want me to move?" If I move, or no, you want me to get up? If I get up, it's not to move. If I get up, it's both your asses. God damn it, Samoa Joe. That was great. That was great. That was great. That's excellent. Yeah, all right. He's a full-blown babyface after that. Like, you just are. So, hopefully next week we're getting Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens versus some version of the AOP and Rollins. Those two versus those 2 or 3 of them. Who cares? Some combination. Because that would be excellent. But back to this. He did get up, took off his jacket. Seth Rollins got in between the AOP and Samoa Joe. And was not necessarily apologizing to Samoa Joe, but telling him, we're not here for you. We're not here for this. This is about Rey Mysterio. This is about Rey Mysterio. It's not about you. You're not involved. It was just calming everybody down. Samoa Joe took off his jacket, unbuttoned his shit, and does his little patented when he's about to whoop someone's ass, when he's about to throw a right hand. Doing that type of stuff. And Rollins and the AOP start walking away. And as Rollins walks past the AOP, great camera work by Kevin Dunn. He caught Rollins' face, and perfectly you could hear him say, finish him, as he walks by. Right after telling Samoa Joe, hey, this isn't about you. We're not here for you. We're here for Rey. He says, finish him. And the two beasts turn and beat the shit out of Samoa Joe and then powerbomb him through the announce table. Excellent. Excellent. By far the best thing, damn near the only thing that mattered on the show was that final segment. That's it. That's it. And Samoa Joe standing up to him was by far the best thing on the show. But overall, nothing really happened. There were I think there were 5 squash matches. Yeah. Nothing really progressed far. No real new feuds. The only thing new was Samoa Joe seems to be included into the Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins AOP storyline. That's it. Everything else has been here. So, based on that, as much as I liked the finish and Samoa Joe looking like a complete bad man, I got to give this show Raw a D+. Too many squashes. No real storyline development. I know it's a Christmas episode. I'm pretty sure it was pre-taped. But you can't give us something? Anything? Give us one good match. People in that crowd paid good money. Did you not give them one good match? Or do they also pre-tape? Or is this pre-taped in front of another Raw? It might have been. I don't remember. This might have been pre-taped in front of another Raw. And then that's why this one was super light. Because they had another Raw that the fans got to watch. I'm not sure. I heard rumors about stuff and I should have done more research. It's just all hitting me right now. But either way, should have done a little more. D+, and if we want to be a holly jolly camper, we'll say a C goddamn minus. But not a lot happened. Samoa Joe is definitely the best thing on the show right now. Kevin Owens is always excellent, but he was only in the very beginning. It would have been nice to see him return in the end and help Samoa Joe, but I guess he was selling him getting jumped at the beginning. I'm not going to complain too much about that. Anytime you sell something in wrestling, I'm not going to complain about it. Period. Because there's not enough selling. So that's it. Appreciate you guys. Let me know down below what you guys graded and thought of this show. And overall, what do you guys think of Christmas episodes? Because normally they're complete dog shit. These two this year, they weren't the best by any means. But they didn't make me cringe. I didn't want to go ball up. It was just like Raw just wasn't a very eventful or good episode. It was boring. But I'll take boring over me wanting to jump out of a fucking window because my girlfriend is watching Alberto Del Rio with a fucking Santa hat on, getting his face slammed into a pumpkin pie. You know what I mean? That type of shit. That's always cringeworthy as hell. So I'll take that. But anyway, if you guys are still here, you are a real one.